Okay, this is how we're going to play the verse with power chords. It's going to look something like this. I'll play it along with the music. So there it is, the verse and also the chorus to the song. We're going to cover them both in one segment here. It all starts with this A chord on the 5th fret of the guitar. And the way we're going to form this one is our first finger bars across all of the strings, hits all the notes, the two most important being this one here and these two. That's the 1st and 2nd strings and the 6th string on the 5th fret. Now what happens with these three really doesn't matter because we're going to fret them with our other fingers here. So we're going to have first finger here, second finger is going to come over here to 6th fret on the 3rd string, and then 3rd and pinky are going to come on the 5th string and 4th strings respectively. So the whole chord should look like this and sound like that. Next up we have a D chord. The way we're going to produce this one is we use first finger on 5th fret of 5th string, 3rd finger on 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, like so. And that's the one that's strummed up, down, down. Then we take that whole shape here and just move it up to the 7th fret and then back down. So slowly our pattern is going to look like this. And when we get to the chorus, we're going to use the same chord shape that we learned earlier, the A shape, and slide it down to the 3rd fret, and then quickly back to the 5th. So it's going to look like this. And then it's right back into the verse again. So there's the way the movable chords, the bar chord guitar, sounds in Wild Thing. Let's move along now and play the whole song so that you can see how all the parts fit together. This is Wild Thing by the Troggs, and I've put this lesson together primarily for beginners so that you can learn some open chords and strum along with the song. Something like this. However, the song on the recording features some movable chords, these bar chords up here, so we're going to go over those as well. Here's what the bar chords are going to look like. So let's get started on the open chord part of it. There's also a little intro that I'm going to show you, a bent string. We've taken it that far. We'll go over that little in our next segment of the video. But for now, the whole thing starts with a bent 2nd string on the 3rd fret. We're going to use our 3rd finger for that. Bend the string up, just kind of push it up and release it slowly. Like so. You pick it while it's bent and let it back down. Next we're going to look at the chords, and I'm going to zoom in on my hand here for the chords for you so you can get a closer look at what's going on. Here we go. Now the way we're going to approach this is we're going to use the A chord first. My first finger is barring the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings in this chord on the 2nd fret. And for this one we're going to strum just those 4 strings. Next we go to the D chord. Now the D chord is formed by using our first finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And for this one, we're going to strum just those 4 strings. And the strum for this is going to go up, down, down, up, down, down. After that we have E, which is first finger on the first fret of the third string, second finger on second fret of the fifth string, and third finger on the second fret of the fourth string. And for this one we strum the whole guitar. Now the first time through we're going to go down, down on the A, up, down, down on the D, and then E, all down strums in this pattern. Down, 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 with that rhythm. So when we put it all together we get this. Now for the verse of the song, the normal pattern is going to go A, D, E, back to D, using the same strums that we used before. That being down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down. So that's going to be our pattern for the verse before they go into the part that sounds like this. The last E chord is going to go down, 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 down in that rhythm. So the end of our verse, we're just going to stay on that E chord and strum it several times. So there we go. There's our open chords for the verse. Let's move along to the open chords that sound like this in our next segment of the video. Here's our chorus for Wild Thing, the part that sounds like this. First we're going to use the G chord. Looks like this. And the way you want to approach that one is we're going to use our third finger on the first string, third fret. First finger, second fret, fifth string, and second finger, third fret, sixth string, and it should sound like this. And for this one we strum all the strings. That's called G. Next we go to A, which we've already learned, and then we go back to G and back to A. And that happens rather quickly. And that happens 4 times in the song. Easy, right? Okay, so that's the 2 parts of the song that we need to know as far as open chords go. Now let's move along and use the power chords that are actually played in the song.